With a variety of sizes and a consistently high level of quality throughout the lineup, Mazda's been named the best SUV brand by U.S. News and World Report. We invite you to experience the Mazda difference at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline, a member of the Team Automotive Group.
That would be concerning and maybe set a precedent moving forward.
If you had plans to be outside, you might hit a couple of these little passing showers.
A drug bust and a few arrests made. Look at what they hauled in here.
Good morning. It's 7:03 on a Friday Eve, and boy, today's going to shape up to be a really nice day in the weather world.
It is, and so we get to enjoy today. Hopefully you're able to enjoy yesterday as well.
Yeah.
Got to get you ready for a little bit of something coming our way Friday. So to do that, we talked to meteorologist Jared Silverman. Sun is up. Welcome to it, South Louisiana.
Yeah, beautiful start.
Gorgeous.
Should be a nice day today. It was warm in the mid 80s yesterday, so here we go. Spring is already on our doorstep. We're not complaining about that, but what about tomorrow? The possibility of severe weather. We'll talk more about that. We're going to see more clouds start to stream in. We'll have a nice mixture of sun and clouds throughout the day. Temperatures have leveled off. In fact, they've gone up a degree, so now we're at 62 on our way to high temperatures around 82. There it is, yesterday's high, 84. Not that far away from record territory. And now we're knocking on the door of 15 inches of rain so far this early part of the year, this young part of the year. Of course, that's over at BTR Airport. Nothing doing on live local radar. Not today. We're not expecting any rain today or tonight. But then tomorrow, these thunderstorms that are out over in Texas, they're going to move our way, and that could produce the possibility of severe weather. So we are going to highlight tomorrow, Friday, as a first alert day. Nevertheless, it looks like the models are starting to back off a little bit. Whatever rain that we get should be manageable. Whatever rain that we get tomorrow morning is going to be on the light side, that's for sure. It's really not until tomorrow afternoon. Freeze it here. This is Friday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Could see a couple of healthy thunderstorms in our area and then lingering into Friday night. But this model doesn't look very impressive. Neither does the other high resolution model. That's the graph. It looks about the same, but we still have that level 2 risk across our viewing area for a slight risk category for severe weather tomorrow, except for the immediate coastline. And again, that threat window would be Friday afternoon, Friday evening. Of the 4 different modes of severe weather that we highlight, I would say the primary threat would be damaging winds. Then the other 3, tornadoes, hail, and flooding. It's not a zero threat, but it is a relatively limited one, so at least that's some good news there. What about excessive rainfall, aka flood threat? Nothing really doing for Baton Rouge. I don't think we have to worry about flooding here, but the farther east you go, places like Hammond will be a slightly greater risk. That's because we're going to have the moisture present. Look at the muggy meter. Look at the dew points tomorrow, pumped up into the 70s. That fuels the fire to some of those thunderstorms, but watch what happens after that front moves through. The bottom drops out. That tells us that there is a pretty significant cool down in our future as well. Not going to be today, though. High today, warm, 82 degrees. No chance of rain today under a mixture of sun and clouds. Tonight, still dry, but we're mild and muggy. Down to 63 if we even go that far, because it is going to be a relatively muggy night. And then those thunderstorms that we're highlighting for your Friday. Then Saturday, the thunderstorms come to an end early. Rest of the weekend looking nice and dry, but on the cool side, look at the high temperature on Sunday, only in the upper 60s. Also this weekend, we are springing forward 1 hour, Saturday night into Sunday morning. Remember to check the smoke alarms, make sure the batteries are up to par, and you lose an hour of sleep, but we gain an extra hour at the tail end of the day. 10-day forecast time beyond Friday. We're looking pretty good. We've got a nice stretch of dry weather, although it does look like it's a little wet at the very end of the forecast. The following Saturday, that would be bad news because that's one of the biggest parades of the year, the day before St. Patty's Day. Hopefully things will change between now and then. 7:06 out your door. Johnny A., you've had your hands full with traffic this morning.
Boy, I got to tell you, and I'm ready for traffic to be a little less cumbersome, if you will. So first of all, down at the Bluebonnet area, still investigating a earlier bus fire, Bluebonnet southbound, right there at the bus stop, kind of, where you would turn left and go into Perkins Row, or you would turn right and go into the little shopping center with Rouse's in that area. But right now they're still seeing some backups on Bluebonnet southbound from the railroad crossing underpass right past the World Ministry Avenue area and right on toward Perkins this morning. Second situation, which was our first situation we were dealing with about 2:15 this morning. Truck came around the curve right there, 110 northbound, tipped over, and they're having to offload this vehicle, and I'm not sure. It looks like it could possibly have been a reefer unit, a refrigerated unit. We see this thing right here, possibly, so I'm not sure what was in that, but they're offloading that before they can right it. We do have equipment on scene to be able to do that as soon as they deem it safe to do so, but that's creating some backups on I-110. You can get off at at Government Street. I've been saying this all morning, and go along 10th and get right back on past Spanish Town, because if you wait past Government Street, you're going to get into some traffic that's being forced off the interstate at Capitol Access. So that right there is past Government Street. We have a better shot of the forced traffic being forced off here at the Capitol Access Capitol Park exit. You can get back on past that, but you'll be sitting in traffic for a little while. Other traffic, south I-10 westbound right there at College and Acadian from our First Alert Traffic Camera Network, sponsored by Gordon McKernan. And that's starting to get a little busy as well. 7:08, you're watching 9 News Now on WAFB Plus, and we'll be right back.
Oh, welcome back. It's 7:09.
Okay, so about, 13 hours from now? State of the Union address is going to be on the air here at WAFB and all over the place as well. Third from President Joe Biden. Of course, this comes now just before a big election coming up around the corner. What will be the focus? How will Congress react? Divided Congress, divided country? We'll see.
Well, the White House says that President Biden will focus on reproductive health care in the U.S., obviously, what's going to happen with budgets and funding. So if you'd like to weigh in or tune in, rather, to the third State of the Union address from President Joe Biden, that's going to air right here on WAFB, 8 o'clock tonight, where you can catch that. That's actually going to lead right into our 9 News at 10 tonight for the recap, if you couldn't catch all of it.
We need to figure out who pulled the trigger here. BRPD working another deadly shooting. Now, what they say is this happened last night. I don't know if you're familiar with the Sherwood Acres Apartments. It's Coursey Boulevard.
Yeah, we sent you that alert about that last night, but police are still looking for who pulled the trigger, working to figure out exactly why this happened here. But you can tell it's, Matt mentioned, an apartment complex. Folks, if you saw or heard anything, even the timing that you heard, if you're hearing the basic information, go ahead and call in your tips anyway. You never know how they may help piece that investigation together.
Speaking of investigations, Johnny was just talking about it, the bus fire, right? Perkins and Bluebonnet right there. I know you're familiar with the area. It gets pretty, on a good day, that's a pretty busy intersection, right? And the video that you've seen from, the bus that you've seen, clearly that's where the fire started, the front there's no more engine left. But you see the rest of that bus as well, Liz, completely charred up inside. But there is some good news here.
Yes, so thankfully no injuries here to report. Thankfully the St. George Fire Department able to get there on the scene fast and get that fire out. Right now they're still trying to figure out what may have caused this exact scene here, but in terms of finding out how that's going to impact our traffic, we're going to keep in touch with Johnny throughout the morning and let you know how that may impact. It's serious.
You're like, oh my gosh, did everybody?
Yeah.
Yes, the takeaway, no injuries. The takeaway from EBRSO right now, the Sheriff's Office right now, they want you to know there's a scam running around, phone scam. Somebody calling them, and what they're going to do is that the phone call comes and it kind of looks like it's made to look like it's coming from the sheriff's office, and whoever these scammers are using actual deputy names.
It's called a spoof scam here, and they really want you to be aware that a deputy or a police agency, they're never going to call you and say, hey, in order to avoid arrest, you need to pay me. Let that be a red flag to you already. That's why they're sharing these tips. Do not share your personal information over the phone. Do not send any payments to them. And if you get a call like this, they're asking you to call them and let them know.
Yeah, 389-5009. So don't skip that step. If you get a phone call like that, let them know so they can keep a record of all that. Let's take a walk, shall we? A pilgrimage, if you will, up on the bluff. It is Founders Day for Jag Nation. 140 4 years old. Now, this is not just southern Baton Rouge, right? This is the entire southern system, and so you're going to have celebrations going on all over. But a big day today, Founders Day today.
Kicks off at 9 a.m. with the pilgrimage tour to the gravesite there. Yep. You've got the lab school walking on over to the graves there, right there on the bluff. And then convocation address is actually happening 10 o'clock. Dr. Russell Leday, who's from Lake Charles, who they were just in studio talking about the great day ahead. And then after that, it is a celebration of Southern University's rich 144 years of history there. So if you're interested, well, we're showing you the website right now, and we've got a link to that on our website, WAFB.com. But Matt, it's not just today, it is all month long.
It's all month long. All right, so you get out there and be a part of all the celebrations. You got some time. But happening today, it's women. It's celebrating. We celebrate women this month, right? And there's actually a Women Empowering Women event, Capital Area United Way, right?
Yes, if you're interested, we've got those details on our website as well. But you can see here they're hosting a job fair 9 to 3 today. They're asking folks to check in at 8:30, but it's all happening at Breck's Milton J. Womack Park on Florida Boulevard.
So something else we talked about today, and don't think I didn't notice when you said it, Liz.
Oh.
A deep dive into your colon. We are trying to figure out how to get checked as early as possible. It is all about focusing in on colorectal cancer, knowing what to look for, and how to go get screened.
Well, that's the goal of that deep dive. We took it inside a colon, a blow-up colon there.
Well,
Callie Hubbard was live with Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center and Baton Rouge General to talk about the importance of this, because they're seeing more young people diagnosed with this. But look, this is not a death sentence. If you catch it early, if you know that there are options here, look, we've got people to help you out. A number of doctors in our area. We've got a great explainer earlier today, a doctor explaining how the polyp grows and how if you catch it soon enough, it's not going to be scary. That's the main thing.
And actually, if Johnny wasn't throwing a fit and it would be up here, he would tell you he actually just had his.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a thing.
That's
I
it.
just had mine. Actually, a couple years ago, I need to go schedule another one as well.
Good
Get
reminder.
this done now.
Yes.
And make your way out to get checked. It's not a thing,
no,
right?
No.
Get checked.
This month, Colorectal Cancer Awareness Month. Go ahead and have that conversation.
Yeah.
Wives, partners, talk to them about it and make sure that this is getting done.
Normally
Husbands
he could tell you.
too.
Normally he could tell you. So why are you
He's
objecting,
protesting.
Johnny?
He's protesting.
Why are you
I'm not objecting.
The Barbie
Governor
movie?
You didn't
and
feel
the
like
mayor in my earpiece. I'm right here by the green wall. I'm ready to go at a moment's notice because we're dealing with this. 110 southbound still closed at Capitol Access.
you see it? We can see the
President's gonna
nose
call
growing
him
from
too.
here.
Yeah,
right here.
sure will.
If you're looking for the perfect companion for family fun and adventure, or wanting to find adventure beyond the ordinary, experience all that the Toyota Tundra has to offer. Save on your new Tundra right now at Team Toyota, I-12 and O'Neill.